What's up, guys? The Arid Lord's back. Back with my Week 6 review of the Patriots 2018 season. And today was the Patriots an away game against the Chicago Bears. And they ended up winning 38-31. Man, this... There's a lot to unpack from this game, and not in some in a good way and some in a bad way. Although I'd say that the bad outweighs the good 60-40. And you might be saying to yourself, well, how does that make sense because they won the game? Well, I feel like this was an ugly win. This was one of those wins where they just as easily could have lost. And I was getting huge shades of that Detroit game. You know, the Detroit game where everyone said that they were going to go in and win, and then Matt Stafford turned into Nick Eli Foles and just ridiculously overpowered a broken Patriots defense that was without two of its players, shut down all of Brady's receiving options because Edelman wasn't there. Gronk was triple, double, quadruple teamed the whole game. Yeah, and they were also playing against their former defensive coordinator who knew their playbook inside and out. So all of that frustration going into that game and just how angry. I remember how angry I was after I made that vlog. And if this game had been a loss, this game against the Bears, I think I would have came into this video just as angry. But obviously they won, so I have to take that. You know, at the end of the day, I have to say that we got the W. It was a very ugly W that was dripping sweat and shit stains and just oozing, reeking W, but we got it. Man, so a few things. First of all, Rob Gronkowski was not in this game. I checked my phone. It was trending yesterday. This didn't come up until Friday or even Saturday, a couple of days, 1-2 days before the game against the Bears. And it said that Rob did not fly to Soldier Field in Chicago to play with his team. And I'm thinking to myself, well, how is that possible? Like, what happened to him? And apparently he has some back injury. And the report is that it's not serious. He's going to be active in the coming weeks. Apparently, I guess it's just one of those things where you got to check the injury report. But this just sprang out of nowhere. The only injury I was aware of was an ankle injury, but he's been playing through it. He was a huge component in that game against the Chiefs. I don't know if Brady would have been able to carve up the Chiefs' defense the way he did, because you got to think about what Gronk gives you as on the offense, because he takes two guys with him max, if not one of the best corners, because he's a 6'4" monster who always gets the ball fed to him. And if people are swarming him, then that opens lanes with Hogan, Edelman, now Gordon. So having Gronk either distracts some of the secondary or it leaves them one-on-one, and it's an easy target for Brady to pass to. He was not in this game. And it was... For me, I was a little concerned going into this game because I was like, well, I mean, yeah, we have Edelman, we have Hogan. Hogan came up, and then we have our running backs that have been making big strides, and like, okay, this should be fine. But you could definitely see when Brady had to pass where there were problems. Now, Khalil Mack was not a factor in this game at all. There was only one time that the Bears sacked Brady. One time. And we were without Marcus Cannon, replaced by Adrian Waddle. And you wouldn't have known because Mack, I guess, was also coming off of an injury, but he was still playing. But you could tell he was like 40% of what his potential is. We did not see the Khalil Mack that was exploding on Aaron Rodgers that first week of the NFL 2018 season. We did not. If you told me Khalil Mack was not on that team today, I would have believed you because he just was a non-factor in the game. He just seemed to be just kind of going through the motions. Like there was no explosiveness, there was no energy. He was just kind of there, and I don't know if it was because he was trying to take his injury, like he was trying to preserve his strength for the rest of the season. Part of him knew that he wasn't going to be a full force, but he wanted to see, use his brute strength. But it wasn't a factor. Like, he didn't get to Brady. I think it was another guy that got to Brady on one sack. So all of that being said, there were just a lot of dumb decisions in this game. Just a lot of missed opportunities, stupid mistakes. And I can actually say that on both sides of the ball, because the Bears made some of the same mistakes that the Patriots did. I'm talking about when the ball, like the punt, Cordell Patterson. It was almost like it was scripted. They show a shot of Cordell Patterson in the end zone. The sun is blazing. The sun is literally directly overhead, blazing, bright. And I guess Belichick warned his players about this. Like, you got to have ball situational awareness, because the sun is going to blind you if you look up into that shit. I don't know if they can have like visor glasses or something, like, sunglasses. I don't know if players really do that. I feel like I've seen players that have had visors before. Maybe it's just so like snow or shit doesn't get in their visor when it's a snow game. But regardless, you could see Cordell doing this. Like, the sun was bothering him, and just right on cue, he catches the ball, runs out of the end zone, and then gets popped, and then a Bears player instantly gets the ball deep in New England territory, and then they get a touchdown. The second time, Edelman actually, the same thing. The ball hit Edelman's helmet because he probably didn't know where to stand, because once again, the sun was freaking blinding him. Luckily, he was able to jump on the ball and secure it, so that didn't end up being a big screw-up. And then I'm trying to think about... and then Sonny Michel, and just this was a double whammy. I got so pissed at this play. The ball gets ripped out of Sonny Michel's hands, touchdown, or close to it, deep in the red zone for the Patriots, for the Bears, and then they get a touchdown after. But Sonny Michel injured on the play, knee injury, and it looked like his entire body was twisted. Like, it literally looked, if you kept his legs straight but twisted his body, that's literally what happened to him. And it was just cringe. He didn't play one more snap the rest of the game, and his return is questionable. I've been hearing rumblings about a torn ACL, but none of that's confirmed. If you guys see torn ACL from anybody, it's probably just trolls trying to make a big hoopla. Unless it comes from a credible source, then I'll believe it. But dude, we already lost Jeremy Hill. If you guys remember him, week 1 to the Texans, great running back, and then he gets fucking injured. And then Sonny Michel was our big rookie. He had a great game finding lanes against the Chiefs last week. And then even the first quarter of this game, he was just cutting in and out. The first drive that the Patriots had, it was first down, first and 2, first down, and then a pass to Edelman, and then he just carries all the defenders into the end zone. That was running play after running play, using the power of Sonny Michel, and to see him go down like that, I put my hands to my head. I was like, Gronk is out for some reason that we don't know, and we're not going to know what the full extent of that is. Now our great running back, who was a good replacement for Dion Lewis, had shades of Dion Lewis, is now injured. Not to mention Rex Burkhead was injured weeks ago, Jeremy Hill. Like, why are we cursed with our running backs getting injured? The only person who seems to be invulnerable from the running back injury curse is James White, who is a captain, one of my favorite offensive players. And in the late third quarters and fourth quarters of this game, he basically took over Sonny Michel's role. That last drive when the Patriots were trying to burn the clock, he got a first down. He was the guy. Like, Brady and the offense said, like, we need to keep running this ball, not only to burn the clock, but like it seems to be rattling this Bears defense, and it was working. It was really working, and I liked the strategy. And Sonny Michel being out, it put a dagger in a strategy that they were using. Now James White was able to really fill the void. He's such a great player. I mean, this Super Bowl right here, he very well could have been the MVP of that Super Bowl with all the touchdowns he got. Brady got it. And then they didn't give out the truck awards, but I guess on the Conan O'Brien show he got a truck or something. But anyway, that's years ago. The thing is and then the Bears had mistakes too. So Cordell Patterson redeems himself by running a punt for a touchdown, and then Trubisky was trying to run for the first down, was almost out of bounds, tried to throw the ball to one of his receivers, and one of our defensive guys, Jackson, rips, as they're both going for the ball, rips the ball, comes around, and then has the interception. It was a crazy interception. I don't know how he got it, because it's basically the receiver of the Bears and Jackson both had the ball, but Jackson was able to rip it away and kind of flip his body to then stand up to take it away. So plays like that were huge. Now, the defense still has many problems. The defense has many, many problems. We cannot rush this freaking quarterback. There was one sack in this game. Once. Adrian Claiborne got to Trubisky, and that was it. That was the only play in my head, and it stood out to me because they never rushed this freaking quarterback. This guy was a scramble quarterback. He was running more yards than his own running backs. This guy was picking up first downs with his legs. Every single time it would get to 3rd and 6, 3rd and 10. This guy would just find lanes. He almost ran 25 yards for his own touchdown before getting stopped at the 1-yard line. I have no, seriously, going into the half, it's this guy is going to run the ball. Because obviously there were a lot of passes in this game where his receivers were dropping them or he was overthrowing these balls. So at some point he's going to say, I'm going to trust my legs more than I am anything else. You got Trey Burton from the Eagles Super Bowl team last year, who was one of those receivers making some good catches. The Patriots put some men on him later on as they saw him making those catches. But again, man, third down efficiency. You gotta get better at it. The defense giving up all of those freaking, I'm telling you, dude. This team, that's why, when Brady leaves the Patriots or retires, that's the team will be in a rebuilding stage for a long, long, long time. And I know so many teams in the NFL are just crossing their fingers waiting for this moment, especially all of the teams in the the AFC East that have done absolutely nothing. The Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, because the Patriots are the top dogs and always storm past everybody else. Those teams have been literally irrelevant except for the brief divisional success that the Jets had under Rex Ryan, but that's literally it. And then the Bills got into the playoffs last year by a fluke because the Ravens choked. But other than that, the Patriots have owned the AFC East for years. So, but I'm telling you, Brady has to keep bailing this team out with the offense. You saw it last week where Mahomes and his Tyreek Hill, all of his weapons put up 40 points. And Brady had to match that and then go 3 points more to win that game. In this game, it was basically holding on by the skin of your teeth, by a thread, to get this victory. And even then, the Hail Mary that Trubisky threw, I'm thinking to myself, all right, he's backed up to the 40 yards of the Patriots. There's no way he's going to get this into the end zone. Well, think again. He got this. This was really close. His receiver caught the ball. And it was the Titans-Rams Super Bowl, the 1 yard short. He was literally 1 yard short. And you had Gordon, you had Harmon, you had all of these guys swarming this guy, and yet they couldn't get this ball or just knock it down or bat it away. Again, another situation where Rob Gronkowski would have come into play. If he was there, 6'4", big bulky, he would have just jumped up and slapped that thing down like he's playing basketball. That's one of the, for Hail Mary situations, Gronkowski always. And because he wasn't there, we couldn't do that. I guarantee you if Gronk was in this game today, he would have been in that Hail Mary situation and would have just swatted that thing down, no problem. I just, again, it was a win. I have to keep remembering that. But even the Belichick and, there's a recognition there that they're not doing certain things right. They're choking in certain scenarios. 14 points were given up on stupid plays in the red zone by the Patriots. A muffed punt where Cordell just loses the ball and they end up scoring 7. And then Sonny Michel has it ripped away, which I said, rookies, ball security. He got hurt on the play. Can't do much about that. I mean, come on, man. That was just, like, at what point is that just, I'm not saying there should be a flag thrown, but with the way he got fucking twisted, that's just ridiculous. So, again, I should be happy that they got this win, and I am, but I'm hoping that they get the kinks out, because I'm thinking playoffs, man. I just don't see how they can hang by a thread in the playoffs and win if they're gonna fucking play like this. I really don't. I don't know, because for the rest of the season, they've got some easier games. Next week they got the Bills. It'll probably be like 45-0. Now, if the defense is trash, again, I say this as like a running joke, that the Patriots defense can make any no-name quarterback turn into fucking Terry Bradshaw or even Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers. Like, they can make them shitty quarterbacks look amazing. Look what they did with Stafford, with Blake Bortles. Look where the Jaguars are now. They lost to the Texans. They've had a losing streak of like 3 games in a row. They're awful. Blake Bortles got benched today. So, and the Patriots lost early in the season to that. So, this defense is just, again, it makes plays. It does. It does. Hightower blocked a punt, and then Van Noy ran it in for a touchdown. That was amazing. That was good. They make big mistakes, but then there are points where they try to make up for it. So it's the typical Patriot way. Really, as a Patriot fan, you have to be in there for the long haul. It's the bend, don't break principle. And they had this under Matt Patricia last year, where they had all these yards they gave up, deep into the red zone, yards. But in terms of points allowed, they didn't allow as many points. You know, if the opponent got into the red zone, they'd be allowing field goals instead of touchdowns, which in a game where you have Tom Brady carving up the other team's defense, that matters a lot so that your team can stay in front. So now you have Brian Flores, who's the linebackers coach, who's taken up this defense. And again, I need to see more. I need to see more. I have no doubt that Belichick is going to really fucking put the hammer to everybody and say, look, we played sloppy. We may have got the win, guys, but we played sloppy. So don't celebrate, because, I know we're facing a garbage team in the Bills next week, but we still need to be on our A game, okay? We can't just say, oh, it's the Bills, and throw our hands up, because the week after is the long-awaited duel between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, the one everyone keeps saying, oh, Rodgers is better than Brady. He's more mobile. He's got more, accomplishments, and I'd rather have him. It's like, all right, well, we'll see. Brady took down Mahomes, the rising quarterback star, with the big explosive presentation to the NFL last year. And now we're going to get the other angle. Now we're going to see if Brady can take on the other great quarterback. Right now, the 2 greatest quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, we're going to see. This is going to be, because this may be the last time these teams ever play. I don't think the Packers will be good enough to get to the Super Bowl this year. I just don't. There's many other teams that will beat them. So this matchup could potentially be the final matchup between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. So that's huge. That is very huge. So I will be watching that game with eyes open, wide open. The Packers have been struggling a bit this year, so I feel like the Patriots will get this win. Obviously, I'm making a 2-week prediction. What's the score going to be? I'm going to say, what was my prediction for I had a lower scoring game for the Bears. This was a win by a touchdown. So next week for the I'm going to say 40-10. That's my prediction next week. I want to give Brady the benefit of the doubt. If we got a Rob Gronkowski coming back, I don't know what the heck's going to happen with Michelle. We have Kenjon Barner, who was making some plays, but he hasn't played that many snaps, and now he's just like the backup of the backup. So, I mean, you're running out of running backs here. So, hey, I mean, maybe bring Le'Veon Bell over. I mean, he's probably going to ask for $1 billion and be a fucking mess in the locker room, causing up drama and shit. But who knows? We'll see. So, my score for next week's Bills game, 40-10. I think that Brady will destroy this shitty Bills team as he did last year. But they had a different quarterback last year. I think their quarterback this year is god awful, and their team's just a disaster. I know they had that fluke win over the Vikings, but the Vikings just choked that game. Every other game, it's been predictable as clockwork. The Colts destroyed them today. They absolutely annihilated the Bills. So I think next week will be an easy win, and hopefully that extra time gives more of our guys to heal and prepare as some of the tougher games. Because I'm looking at basically the other NFC North teams, because this is the year that we face all of the NFC North teams. So we've already faced the Lions and the Bears. Now we got to face the Packers and the Vikings. So it's going to be Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers we're going to be going up against. Both formidable challenges, but they're also games that are being played at Gillette Stadium, which is that's huge. That's really, really big to have home field advantage for those games. So hopefully that'll help kind of shift the tides, stupid sun in the air. I don't know. Maybe today's results would have been different if it had been played at Gillette, but can't rewrite history. So, all right, first road win from the Pats. Brady doesn't fall to a young quarterback that was 24 years old. A lot of problems, but I think they can be fixed. So, as always, Mr. Belichick is going to say to do our jobs, and we'll sign off on that notion. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you for more NFL stuff next week when we review the Bills. Peace out.